Hi there, this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, and welcome to another boutique label battle where I justify double-dipping Blu-ray releases under the guise of helping people to decide which version to purchase. Today I'm just being completely self-indulgent and talking about a favourite film of mine from the year I was born. This is The Beast Must Die from 1974. At least once a year I try and crowbar a video in that I can talk about The Beast Must Die. This is a film that scarred me as a child. Obviously watching it now, it's not very scary, but it is a whole load of fun. So today we're going to talk about the Severin Blu-ray release, which comes with this lovely slip cover with the silver bullet in the back, and it has the cuddly werewolf in the front, and Severin do nice black Blu-ray cases. And one of my favourite indicator releases of the past couple of years, and this is Spine number 178, and this was just one of those releases that put a smile on my face when I heard it was getting announced, with loads of special features, as indicator tend to do. This is basically a film from Amicus, and it is essentially a whodunit, but it's more who is the werewolf. It's almost like an Agatha Christie film, but with a werewolf, and granted, the weakness of the film is the werewolf, the creature design, but everything else about the film is so fun and so interesting that, to be honest, it doesn't really matter that the werewolf's not actually that impressive. It stars Calvin Lockhart as a big game hunter, successful businessman who wins at everything, and he has brought a group of people together because he believes one of them is a werewolf and he's going to hunt them. And with the help of Anton Diffrin, who sits in the tower of this mansion in the estate with all the high-tech sensors and cameras and infrared, they're going to catch the werewolf. It's got a wonderful cast. Peter Cushing as possibly a Swedish professor, not a professor of Swedish, a professor who comes from Sweden. Michael Gambon in an early role as a concert pianist who everywhere he has a concert people die with their throats torn out. We have a young doctor who, as a dare, when he was a medical student, him and a group of friends ate human flesh. We have a young woman that wherever she goes, people end up dead. We have Charles Gray giving a wonderful Charles Gray performance as a diplomat, but who's been banned from certain countries because of some brutal murders that happened while he was there. And Calvin Lockhart and his long-suffering wife entertain these guests or put them through tasks to prove who's the werewolf. There's a couple of red herrings, and there's a gimmick in the style of William Castle where the film stops and we actually get 30 seconds to decide who the werewolf is. It's just so much fun. It's great to see it getting a bit more coverage, and getting a couple of wonderful releases. So So we'll talk about the Severin release first. And this is multi-region, so it's not region locked. This one has a commentary with director Paul Annette and filmmaker Jonathan Southcott. And because Paul Annette wasn't a fan of putting in the werewolf break, but I think the werewolf break adds just a level of fun that other films just don't have. And then there were Werewolves, which is an audio essay by Troy Howarth, who obviously does a lot of extra work for many labels. Then there's Directing the Beast, an archival interview with Annette. There's an audio excerpt of Milton Subotsky, who, along with Max Rosenberg, was one of the creators of Amicus, if you like, on The Beast Must Die, and that's interviewed by Philip Notman. There's an audio interview with producer Max Rosenberg, interviewed by Jonathan Southcott, and then there's a trailer with an optional commentary by Kim Newman and David Flint. So that's the Severin, with, again, a very nice slipcover with a silver bullet, which is a nice classy touch. No booklet in the Severin, and obviously there's Peter Cushing looking all Swedish. Also the Indicator has the booklet and the alternate artwork. That's the teddy bear werewolf. And again, as always, we've got a star on one side and the director on the other side. Look at that face. He's the young doctor who couldn't possibly be a werewolf. And there's Calvin Lockhart, who gets lots of wonderful outfits in the film. And there's essays and as well the Indicator ones. It's just a lovely booklet. So the Indicator release, which is Region B locked, has the same commentary as the Severin from 2003. This has an interview with Rosenberg, which is 48 minutes, which I think is an extended version of the one that's on the Severin. There's an interview with Jack Hilliard, the cinematographer, which is 92 minutes long, from 1988. And there's also an interview with Peter Turner, which is part 2. I can't remember what film part 1 was on. That's 81 minutes. And he's the editor of the film. There's an introduction by Stephen Laws from 2020, which is 4 minutes long. Dissecting the Beast. Directing the Beast, which again is the same extra that's on the Severin. There's a Super 8 edition, and again we get the Kim Newman and David Flint trailer commentary, and obviously the booklet. So that's the Indicator release. Because I love the film, obviously I got the Severin first, and then Indicator announced they were releasing it, so obviously I got the Indicator one as well. I will say the Severin one obviously has the Troy Howarth video essay, if you like, which is very good, and the fact that the Severin one is multi-region, so if you are region locked, you can play that on any player. But because I am a slave to Indicator, I will give Indicator the victory in this battle, even although, let's be honest, you're going to have to be a hardcore British film fan to listen to the 92-minute interview with Jack Hilliard and the 81-minute interview with Pete Turner, which I haven't done yet, but I may do while watching the film for the 29th time, because like I say, I do love the film. Of course, objectively, it's not the greatest film ever made. It's not going to give you the answer to the meaning of life, but it's so much fun, and I think it's actually aged very well considering. Obviously the huge flaw is the werewolf, but again, if you can see past that, it's actually very influential. I'm sure James Cameron must have watched it when he was making Aliens, because the scene where the beast escapes the house and goes into the woods, and obviously Calvin Lockhart goes out and chases him, and Anton Diffrin is giving him instructions of where it's headed and what direction it's going, and then it turns and it's coming back towards the house, and it's obvious it's coming for Anton Diffrin to get rid of all the technology and all the infrared stuff. That is just as good as the scene in Aliens with the motion trackers, because Anton Diffrin, when they actually realise it's just sent Calvin Lockhart out to distract him and it's actually coming back to the house for Diffrin, it's a wonderfully tense and tremendously performed sequence that James Cameron obviously ripped off for Aliens. So on that bombshell, thanks very much for watching. Please let me know what you think of The Beast Must Die. Please be kind, because it's fantastic. And hopefully you'll join me again for more boutique label battles. The sham that it is. So thanks very much for watching. This is Soldier from Soldier Films, saying farewell.